All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we have a Chicago Bulls video. Kind of been slacking. My last Bulls video was like 3 or 4 days ago. So let's get right at it. I'm going to talk about the Chicago Bulls' biggest weakness, what they need to look at, specifically with this Laurie Markkanen situation. I kind of want to touch on that because a lot has to do with it. I think their biggest weakness is front court depth. They definitely need another big man. But before we get into it, if you guys enjoy this video, let's try and get it to 50 likes. That would be awesome. But if you're new here, you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. I post NBA content all the time. I post Bulls content all the time. I will be back in Chicago for the rest of the year on Friday. I actually might be going to a Cubs game. So going to be a fun season. Going to be at some Bulls games 100%. So be sure to hit that subscribe button if you're a Bulls fan. But let's get into it. When the Bulls traded away DeMar DeRozan, they got a little bit more star power, but it also depleted their front court depth. In the sign and trade deal that brought DeMar DeRozan here from the San Antonio Spurs, we gave up Thaddeus Young and Al-Farouq Aminu, which only leaves Nikola Vucevic, Patrick Williams, and Tony Bradley as the only power forwards and centers on the roster. Laurie Markkanen, restricted free agent, but he has stated his desire to leave Chicago. We'll talk about this here in a second. DeMar DeRozan, he can play the 4 position. He's obviously not a traditional big. Same thing kind of goes with Patrick Williams. A lot of you guys want Patrick Williams to start at the 4, DeMar DeRozan to start at the 3. Personally, if you ask me, it doesn't matter. Like, it literally doesn't matter. I think Patrick Williams would guard the player most likely at 4 either way. DeMar DeRozan played in San Antonio. In fact, I believe he was pretty much a point forward this past season, and I believe that was one of the most efficient years of his career. He finished with 7 assists per game. So he can play that 4 position. Patrick Williams can play the 4 position. I don't have an issue with our starting lineup being Lonzo Ball, Zach LaVine, and then either DeMar or Patrick Williams at the 3, and then the other one at the 4, and Vucevic at the 5. I don't have a problem with that being our go-to starting lineup, our closing lineup, all that good stuff. I don't have a problem with it. I just think we need the more depth. Tony Bradley is a solid player. He's a solid backup, but if we want to get to that championship level, or if we want to even creep into the top 4 in the Eastern Conference, I definitely think we need another capable big man. Don't think Tony Bradley is going to end up playing too much. However, right now, with the way our depth is, he kind of has to. So the Bulls should be looking into free agents, in my opinion. Now, the Laurie Markkanen sign and trade might actually happen with the Dallas Mavericks. I've seen reports that the Bulls are interested in Maxi Kleber in return for Laurie. If the Mavericks actually do that, I think that is such a stupid move for them. But I, as a Bulls fan, would absolutely love it. I think they're giving up way too much. I've even seen some Bulls videos, some Bulls fans saying we should try and get even maybe Jason Richardson out of the deal as well as Maxi Kleber. So really just trying to go all in. I don't understand that because Laurie Markkanen hasn't had a good season since his sophomore year, which was 3 years ago. So when I think of Laurie, although his statistics weren't horrible, 13.5 points per game, 6.5 rebounds per game, he did shoot a career high 40% from the 3-point line, was like a 44% catch and 3-point shooter. So I admit he has promise and potential. Dallas, I don't think, is the roster for him. He could not play with Nikola Vucevic. I don't think he'll be able to play with Kristaps Porzingis. They're kind of like the same player. Poses major defensive issues. But Laurie could be that 6th-man type role for a championship team if he's not starting. My preferred route is to actually get either a Maxi Kleber, Jason Richardson in a sign and trade. But whenever I view sign and trades, I never view them as all that good. Like the Raptors did Goran Dragic and Precious Achiuwa for Kyle Lowry. Like that's an absolute superstar deal right there. Like they're able to get Dragic and Precious. That's such a good return. I don't think it'll be the same for Laurie. The reports that we want Maxi Kleber, maybe Dallas buys into it and they're like, all right, whatever. We just want Laurie but I'm not quite sure. So there are veteran free agents that the Chicago Bulls can still sign, guys like Aaron Baines, guys like Paul Millsap. Honestly, I think Paul Millsap would be perfect. They just need more size up front. Aaron Baines isn't my favorite basketball player. Paul Millsap, fan favorite. I like him. He's an OG. He's a veteran. I think he would be able to come onto this team and just provide almost that Thaddeus Young-esque role. Not as good of a passer as Thaddeus Young, but I do believe he would kind of come in here and fill that veteran presence, which is exactly what the Chicago Bulls are looking to do for their bench big man. Tony Bradley, like I said, he'll be fine, but we need an improvement. And the Chicago Bulls, it depends on who you ask. Some people have them going to the Eastern Conference Championship. Some people have them being like the 7th seed or the 6th seed and never winning a championship. I don't know what it's going to be. I don't know when the Bulls are going to win their next championship. All I know is this. The Bulls are 100%, even with injuries, even with COVID, they're going to make the playoffs next season. Considering the top 10 teams get a chance at it, 7 through 10 are going to be in the play-in tournament. I think it's a pretty safe bet that the Chicago Bulls not only should have been in the playoffs last season, but they're definitely going to this year after the additions of Lonzo Ball and DeMar DeRozan. But if you want to get to that championship level contender, doing a sign and trade deal of Maxi Kleber and Jason Richardson for Laurie Markkanen, that's the type of stuff that could get you a ring. Like, though, that would be such a great move. And then, even with that move being done, you can still go out and get a Paul Millsap. You don't have to be done. Paul Millsap as the backup 4, Maxi Kleber as the backup 5. Not too bad. So that's it for today, guys. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button, hit that sub button. Like I said, I post plenty of Bulls content. Go ahead and comment down below what you want the Bulls to do for their backup big man position, whether you want them to get a bunch of different players, a bunch of different veteran free agents, or you want them to kind of maybe focus on Maxi Kleber in a sign and trade for Laurie Markkanen and whatever it is. Be sure to comment it down below. Don't forget 50 likes for another Bulls video. Peace.